I'm Master Lama Rasaji, and this is our Wednesday edition of Rasaji Speak. So happy that you're with us today. Don't forget to check out the gathering today at 1 o'clock and 7:30 Eastern Time with Sister Lynette and Sister Dawn, and let them know that Lamaji sent you. Make sure that if it's your first time there, let them know. It's a big deal. I think you'll really, really enjoy it. Today's title is Sacred Grounding, Transforming Workplace Turmoil. Wow. Well, there's no more powerful grounding than featuring this right here. No more powerful. This is why the retreat center, this is why the ranch and the lamasery are going to be so much important, because you have a chance to connect in nature on a regular basis. We always teach our students to go out into nature at least 30 minutes to an hour a day. But once a week, kind of go out there and find a place, a park, the beach, the forest, something to get off the clock. And then for at least a couple hours, just completely embrace and get grounded. It's also a good thing to do. You know, if you're working in a corporate cubicle right now, that's kind of challenging. But a lot of people today are making a way to take a walk outside during their lunch break, coffee break. It's really powerful to do the grounding and push away from the table of life. That's a really important thing to do. You know, doing that and then spending that time for an hour, 45 minutes maybe, to do something totally different that you do at your workplace. Now, if you're home and self-employed, which a lot of our people are, or they're retired, it's a little bit easier to do that. But it is funny how much our electronics and AI seem to suck us in. I mean, it used to be it was only the boob tube, right? It was the idiot box, right? The TV pulled us in. Now it's our cell phone. Now it's the computer. If you're at the workplace, then it's the boss or the supervisor or the manager. That's why the last two chapters of the Circle of Chi, they're crucial. I recently mentored one of our teachers who's been with us for a good while now. She's been teaching for the better part of a year. Starting to get a handle on it, right? And yet her column exercise she wanted to do this year was to improve her relationship column. We were talking about how powerful that it was. And I get it. I mean, my first marriage had a lot to do with I consciously didn't enter the marriage as a conscious Tai Chi Gung being. Now, during that time, even though I was young, I was in my mid-20s, I was doing a column exercise on just about everything else. So when I got out of that marriage, after about 13 to 14 years, 15 to 16-year relationship, I made a pact with myself, and that is I am not going to have a significant other in my life without doing a column exercise on them. Buddy Howdy, I had gotten really good at that with the financial, with the investing, with breathing and moving and mindset. I mean, I had gotten really good at it. It was definitely, I was already a master. I didn't realize how close I was to lamaship. But right around before 911, in 2001, I sit down. We did a couple of things. Master David and me, we launched our first website. Hard to believe. That's right. But 23, 24 years ago, we launched our first website. It was a basic website, but it served the trick. And the reason it served the trick, because a lamasery was like, everybody was blaming, this politician, this radical group. And Bo Young said, it's our fault. And I said, what do you mean 911 is our fault? And he said, there's not enough people doing figure eights. There's not enough people doing Tai Chi swim. Buddy howdy, our movement now is changing that drastically. We have over 2,500 free people, about 5,000 now on our email list. And I believe in the next 12 to 16 months, that will do 2 to 3 times. So we're really going after it with our retreat center and the wellness centers that Brother Nate and Master David and myself, with Sister Cheryl's help, what we are getting ready to do. It's going to be huge. So that's not going to be an issue anymore of how to bring people into balance and teach them about grounding. What is that really grounding energy? Well, if you look over my shoulder, you see that waterfall? When you focus on it enough, or you go to a YouTube video and you bring up some beautiful music like Master David's, and then you're watching a waterfall, it's a meditation waiting to happen. It's what we refer to in acupuncture medicine as the conceptual vessel. It is the descending energy that actually comes down from the Heavenly Father. And it gives new life. It gives regeneration. It also gives you beautiful resting sleep. If you're having problems with your resting sleep, it's probably a grounding issue. You can almost bet that it is. If a woman's having trouble conceiving a child, you can bet it is. As I was mentoring to that student, I said, well, don't just think about a business partner. That's the reason you're going to do this, because she wants to spend the next 6 to 12 months perfecting her column exercise on one chapter of the book, which is a smart thing to do. I mean, if you did that for 9 years and picked a chapter a year, you can't believe what kind of adept that you would be at this process on your way to mastership. That's right. That's exactly what would happen. She's committed, I know, but I told her, I says, and don't do it necessarily for looking for your soulmate. I said, it'll come. I said, but do you know how powerful it would be if you do it to find a really good woman friend and a really good guy friend? I mean, just a friend. No hidden agendas, that feel okay in their skin, like you now in the mirror meditation feel okay in your skin. Because she's been doing the mirror meditation for a couple of years. She's been doing the column exercise for a couple of years. She's been with us over 3 years. She's been teaching over a year. So she's in it. She's got a strong base, right? Now's when you sharpen your pencil, and now you make that column exercise really work from you. And you choose the human being in your life that makes you feel like when you teach a Tai Chi gung class or go to a tour or get on the gathering, right? Again, don't forget the gathering today. It's really important what's going on there. Then you'll understand why it's important to carve a niche for you. And if you're still working for somebody, then what I want you to do is create with you. You know, I use my cell phone a couple times a day to work for me. It tells me what I have to do. Maybe half a dozen things are crucially important. I also have a checklist. And on the checklist is when I'm disengaging. It's important enough to Lamaji to push away from the table life a couple times a day. It should be important enough for you to do that also. And you know I'm talking to you. It's very, very important because we get all wrapped up in it. We don't necessarily have to have a manager or supervisor working for somebody else because we have the computer that kind of takes our chi, our smartphone, our TV box, maybe the stereo, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But there needs to be a couple hours a day that doesn't exist. I like to have a good, strong base in the morning with my siddhanas. I cannot start the day without having conversations with Abba. I just can't. It just don't work. But about mid-afternoon, I need a refresher course. Now it's usually maybe 20% of what I do in the morning, but just getting back 6 to 8 hours later and pushing away from all electronic devices, pushing away from your supervisor, the manager, your boss, whatever, you're going to feel a lot more grounded and a lot more solid. And who knows, you might be getting ready to recreate a whole new life. It's up to us, right? You can have the life you want. Master Rabbi Jesus said we could have anything we want as long as we believe we can. He's a pretty incredible older brother, I'll tell you for sure. Barak B'Shain! May the blessings be to you and to your glorious family. Tell the girls, Amaji said, hey, and I'll see you tomorrow on PFL's version of Rasaji Speaks, right? Love you much. Take care. God bless.